of Yarnia, the podcast from Montclair's local yarn store. I am Jen.
Amanda.
Kathleen.
Haley.
It's all four of us!
Yay! Actually, for the first time in many, many months.
No,
First
for a while.
time in forever.
Oh my god, that's going to be in my head.
Oh no.
Dang. Don't you know how they stick in your head?
Earworms.
It's true. We are a podcast all about knitting and crochet and things you do with yarn, and honestly, we ramble a lot, so...
We do, we digress.
Good luck, you can always fast forward.
We have a lot to talk about this week. So.
That's right.
We do have a lot to talk about this week, and Amanda and I both need to peel off at a specific time because I'm about to go on vacation because it's the last day of school.
And I'm about to go to work.
Yeah. Mine's more fun.
Definitely.
But mine also involves 6 hours in a minivan with 2 children.
Less fun.
I'll go to work.
Okay, you're like, no, I'll take work. Talk to grown-ups. I know. Here's my new water bottle because I've already had 3 cups of coffee today.
Oh,
I
wow.
woke up
Oh, my
early.
God. Yeah.
Super bright.
Must have got
It is super bright. It's brand new. It's Owala, which I like it because it's a little built-in spout. It has a straw and a, chug.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
So I can be like...
You can sip,
You
or
can
you
sip it through
Or
that
I
straw.
can...
Wow.
Magic.
That's pretty fancy.
Right?
I like
Built-in
that.
straw's really cool.
Right? Isn't it cool? And then it locks, and it's got a little thingy. I was like, look at my fancy water bottle. I mean,
Very
I still
nice.
have the half-gallon one, because
Mhm.
that's for, I actually have to, theoretically drink that. But this one also fits in the car holder a little bit better.
That is definitely a key
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Yeah,
Our
this
new
one
ones do
doesn't.
not. Yeah.
I will tell you the best/worst thing. I mean, I got the idea for this, or I found this through an actual audio podcast that I'd been listening to called Gee Thanks Just Bought It, which is it's so good and entertaining, and I'm like, you know what? This is going to be a problem for my wallet because I bought this perfume from that too, but I have to say it smells pretty good.
Oh, I like it. Very nice.
Oh,
Maya
yeah.
perfume. Anyway,
It's like,
it's on
floral.
water
All
bottle.
things
sponsor
to it.
you.
I know. What else do I have?
it's nice and floral.
It's nice and floral, but it's not too
But a
much
little
sweet.
musky or something too,
Yeah.
which I love. Yeah.
It
The
smells
kinda
clean.
contrast.
I'm about all the tobacco in this. I know. I'm basically vermin's clones.
I
I used to do
love
that in the day, definitely.
Me too.
Yeah. No.
I have a lot
seriously.
of perfumes. I collect perfumes, so I have a lot of the Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. So
Okay. See, we're
Sorry.
already starting.
We're already starting.
See, but if you care about perfumes,
Yeah.
and actually,
Hit me up. Both suggest them.
we
Oh.
had,
Yeah.
we did
could
have
all-
several comments last time saying that people enjoyed the digression. So
Thank you. I
Thank you.
appreciate that.
yeah, hey, it's
You
who
know,
we are, right? It's
right.
like that's we don't necessarily do about our life
No.
section like
Segments.
Well, I'll tell
A
you
lot
a
of
little
people
bit
do,
that I'm
but-
looking forward to that is not knitting related.
uh
So Lincoln Center, I don't know if you've been there. We are like a 40-minute train ride from New York City, right? And that includes
Yep.
all the local stops. So it's really easy to hop on the train, literally right there.
mm-hmm.
And then like a little more than half an hour later, you're in Manhattan.
Midtown.
Yeah. So Lincoln Center has set up a ginormous dance floor.
Yeah, so
And
I
the middle.
saw that.
I
Yeah.
want to go.
I'm
It
going on
looks
Friday.
Really
Are you really?
fun.
Oh,
Yes.
fun.
Really fun.
So they have like live bands
Mm.
and dance. So there's all sorts of styles. There's like hip hop and funk but salsa, which is my jam. Merengue, bachata, and swing,
fun.
East Coast swing, West Coast swing, and this Friday is
Fun.
Ballroom.
Oh my
Which
gosh.
is your
If
other.
you're watching, yeah.
Very fun.
So my dance partner and I are going
That's
to the city on Friday, and we'll see. Apparently, so you can get reserve tickets every Monday before the Friday, or I think it's on Monday. Anyway, the ballroom woman is Friday, and they release tickets on Monday at noon. By 12:20, when he was looking, they sold out.
Oh,
No.
But it's like they have a limited number of reserved tickets, and then you
that
can
is
just
that you
show
can
up.
show.
on site.
So
yeah.
we're gonna show up. Worst case, we go salsa bachata dancing instead of ballroom dancing, but I think we'll be fine. But
Very fun.
My son's social studies teacher, who is the best teacher, the sweetest guy, is a salsa dancer.
oh,
And
so
he,
fun.
I guess, was talking to the kids about, he went salsa dancing, whatever. And they were like, we want to see. And he's like, I have a video. And sent it out. I was
fun.
like, oh my God, you're so good. He's so
That's
cute.
so fun.
But I thought of you when he said that because I get the emails I get my son's school emails on my phone as well, so I know what's going on. But I was like, oh, I love him. He's my favorite there.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
But I thought of Amanda.
Yay. Maybe if you're nice sometime, I'll put a video at the end.
Maybe if you're nice.
Ask Amanda for a video in the comments.
That's
That's
right.
right. Do you want to
She's
see
good.
my dance video?
Most of my videos are vertical, so I'd have to do one horizontal for you guys.
Are you? So when you go on Friday, are you going to be ballroom dressed?
No. I was just telling Haley I got a bunch of almost all my dresses are secondhand. I'm a big The Real fan. If you haven't gone to therealreal.com, do yourself a favor.
It's luxury consignment.
They are luxury
sites.
consignment, but more mass market stuff.
You get good deals.
Good deals. So they had a bunch of dresses for $20 and $30.
Yeah, that's insane.
So Kate Spade for $30. So I got 3 Kate Spade dresses. So that's what I'm wearing to ballroom, right?
Nice.
Midi
That's
dress, sort of 1950s.
So you're gonna look all cute and normal, professional, and then bust out on the dance floor all
I don't know.
ballroom style.
More I don't know. It's more I don't think of Kate Spade as professional. That's
No, it's more sweet day dresses.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Cotton with the flared skirts.
Yeah.
So when you spin.
Yes.
You've seen Simply Ballroom, right? The movie?
No.
What?
It's not an animated feature.
Oh my god, but you have teenagers and also you're a ballroom dancer. You need to see Simply Ballroom.
Right.
I love that movie.
Mhm.
Watch that.
I'm gonna start calling you Tina Spackle.
So a long time ago.
Love that movie.
Mhm.
Love it. We used to watch that all the time.
Silver Linings Playbook also has ballroom dancing.
I didn't
Or
know
I don't.
that.
Is it
That one
ballroom
makes sense
or
for you
is
not
it-
to have seen.
I have seen Turning Red, which is a
Okay.
great little.
Oh yeah, I never.
I liked
didn't
Turning
see
Red.
it. I didn't see it. I watched Encanto how many times at school, and we didn't end up watching Turning Red.
It's
Turning
so
Red
good.
was awesome, although we did, I was watching with Ollie, and so about 20 minutes into the movie, I was like, pause, we're going to have a lovely little chat and just ask me all your questions, because he kept interrupting me and interrupting the
bless
movie,
his
and I'm
heart.
like, I can't hear what's going on.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, pause, all of your questions. Here's the entire
Now it's
female
discussion
reproductive
time.
system.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay.
Yes. So I watched
All right,
it
cool.
with
Good to know.
almost 10-year-old girl. That's Abby, right?
Mhm.
And it was so perfect. So it's about a girl who's maturing into puberty. Let's say that. And
Mhm.
her family situation and all that kind of thing. But yeah, it was just precious and perfect for her, and for
awesome.
honestly her little brother, who's Ollie's age, but
Yeah.
has 4 older sisters, and
Mhm.
is probably more aware than Ollie is of what things go on.
Well, I'll tell you, I was going to say, I was like, it is more important for my kids, who are 2 boys, to watch that movie. And I'm like, here is a movie that centers a girl's experience in puberty, and enough of the boys' experiences in puberty. I don't care. Whatever. It's fine. But you need to learn, especially in a household where I'm the only girl.
Yeah, 75%
Literally,
male.
including the cats.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
if I'm the only girl, and I'm like, you
It's the
gotta
exact opposite of our house, where Gene is the only
Right.
guy, even the dog is
Yeah.
female.
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta understand this, and you've gotta be able to, I think that's why fiction from different perspectives, whether it be
Mhm.
gender or race or country or what have you, is so important,
Yeah.
because you need to be able to put yourself into somebody else's shoes
For sure.
and build empathy that way. And I'm like, this is how you learn what's going on. And let me tell you, both of my kids are friends who are girls. The 13-year-old less so, because they're like, ew, boys. And he's like, ew, girls
I'm
still.
still a little bit like you boys.
I mean, if you also have a 13-year-old in your house, I know, where they're like, if I don't have a crush on you, I'm not interacting with you. And I was like, ladies, I wouldn't either. You smell terrible. And he never brushes his hair. But anyway.
Abby doesn't. She's totally anti-brushing hair.
Wow.
Why do they do that?
I don't know. It's really crazy.
Well,
'cause
it's a little different with curls, I guess.
Yeah.
it's a problem with curls.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
gets
But she
I have a
wants to,
lot of curly friends.
You
Curly
used
girls.
to,
Need to watch,
always
curly
love
hair
to brush your
TikTok.
hair, though.
Oh.
You never did the no hair brushing thing.
I can't not brush my hair.
Literally
no.
camp hair, don't care all day.
Yes.
Wow.
But yeah, like you gotta see stories from other people's perspectives.
Yeah, it's
and
important
learn
It's a
about
really
the
good
world.
thing.
Understanding or just some kind of concept of experiences that you likely will
Yeah.
never have. You know.
Yeah.
And also, like, hey, the girls that you know are going to be going through this if they're not already,
Mhm.
and like, you know,
Don't
it's
be
a
dick.
lot. Yeah, 100%. I'd be like, everybody's got their thing that's going on, just in general. Like, we're really emphasizing teaching everybody's got their own thing. It's not all about your
Well,
thing.
and I like it too because it's a lot about interpersonal relationships and how you treat your
Yes.
friends.
oh,
right?
totally.
And how you treat
Her-
your family.
Mhm.
And her friend group. Oh, I love them.
Now I
Yes.
feel like I have to see it. We haven't
Alright,
seen
It's
it.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
you guys will love it.
Yeah.
And I will
see
try
it.
to watch Simply
Will
Fun.
has it.
And intergenerational,
I'm
like
sure
it's
it's on
intergenerational
Yeah,
relationships,
that's
like
right.
Encanto, which Jonathan just saw on the plane back from his trip,
Oh.
and he was like,
Oh my god, I would have been sobbing.
I know. I was like, did you
Oh,
cry?
yeah.
He didn't finish it though.
No.
So he was like, he had to finish it
Oh,
at
the
home.
little.
The
And I was like,
his
yes.
line at the end makes me cry every time without fail.
The
That Antonio
Mariposa song, like,
Mm-hmm.
He
Have
got.
you seen it?
Yeah.
No, no.
oh my god.
Oh my gosh!
so good.
We
You
don't
were,
have
like,
Disney Plus
slacking.
anymore.
Yeah,
We don't have it.
Disney
We
Plus.
got rid of it.
Okay,
I'll
we'll
see
have
if
our
we can get
watch
it from
list at the
Just
bottom.
See.
Maybe
I
we'll-
know.
Yeah. All right.
Simply Ballroom is a very different movie than both of those. FYI.
So, just thinking though about how
That's
you
just
guys
fun.
both have to leave in not
Yes.
too long, we probably should kick off with some of our projects.
Right.
Yarn.
With our projects, or you want
Wow.
to talk about my trip last week?
wait, what episode is it?
There
Oh
you
my
go.
goodness.
Oh,
I have no idea.
Oh,
I
know.
do.
72.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
way
come
higher.
on.
Way higher.
Way higher?
We had
Remember when
70
75 was the big one with all the
I don't
questions?
remember anything.
Wow.
74.
Clearly, we
Six?
just talked that we had
78?
episode.
Oh no.
80!
Are we on really? I was gonna start
No,
with
it is
80,
80.
and then I was like, that's too
No, that is
I
not too
thought it
high.
was 79.
No,
Because I
it
was
is
like,
80.
I remember I was like, oh, you know, we're gonna hit 100 soon, and then you were
Yeah.
like, that's not soon. That's like next year, and I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
division,
Oh my goodness.
52
But we
weeks
are
in a
still
year.
up to 80.
But it's
And
already
26
July.
podcasts.
But it's already July.
Yes.
That's fundamental.
And we
work.
talked about that at the beginning of second quarter.
Mm-hmm. So here we
I
are,
know.
I don't know
episode
what day it
80.
is.
Episode 80. So yeah, so last week Amanda got to go to H&H.
Yeah.
We were
yes.
both supposed to go,
Yeah.
but actually a day after,
Yeah,
a
the
day
last
after we
time-
last filmed.
You saw us as the last time we were presentable to both of us.
Yeah. The next
We
day
fell
after we
ill.
recorded, Haley got COVID, and then 2 days after that, I got COVID.
I did not get COVID.
Luckily, she
Me
didn't.
I have no idea how that happened.
You've had
Well,
Boosters.
because we weren't together
You never
that
have?
long.
I think I got it in February of 2020 after Jonathan came home from a visit with his folks with the worst upper respiratory infection he ever had that lasted a month and a half,
Mm-hmm.
and took
yeah.
medicine that he has never taken before, and he couldn't breathe. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you had it, and then
Yeah.
he gave me a bad cold
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
with a cough that lasted a long time.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I also am vaxxed and boosted again, and
Yeah.
Well, that was the other thing. I had just gotten my booster the day before we
Yes,
filmed,
so
and
it
I wasn't
wasn't
feeling well
effective
from
yet.
that, and it wasn't effective yet. Exactly.
yeah.
Now, Gene has it, but
Poor
he's not
Gene.
doing. I don't think he's as bad as either. Certainly not yet. He's not as bad as either of us got, and we didn't
And he
get
says
terrible,
he's
but
Yeah.
feeling better. Like he's
he
in a
worked
better
yesterday.
direction.
I mean, he's still working from home,
Yeah.
but he did work yesterday.
Yeah.
So
I got
Yeah.
COVID last Halloween.
That's
And
right,
I,
your whole
I was
house,
already
yeah.
vaccinated, and it was just like the cold.
I had a fever
Which I
for
think it
5
makes-
days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I was
pretty- it
in
was-
bed for like many days.
It makes a
straight.
big difference, though, those vaccines.
It
Yeah.
really does.
Yeah.
I'm really
I
glad
watched
we got
highly
them.
recommend.
Yes.
Definitely.
Thank you, modern science.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
We really appreciate you. So you should explain what H&H is, because like
Yeah.
we sometimes we use like terminology and stuff that people
Right.
are like, what?
Yeah, so H&H is a trade show for the soft trades.
The soft crafts, right? Or what
Soft
are they
crafts.
saying?
Yes.
Mhm.
So, so that's yarn. Yarn is soft.
Definitely.
Squish, squish.
So is fabric, fiber, all things sewing and quilting and knitting and spinning and embroidery, crochet, yes, all those
things that we're interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things that this podcast is about.
Basically, yeah. Not so much the sewing and quilting. This
Not so
podcast
much,
about.
no.
But but
In
they
our
had that
previous
there
lives.
as well. So it wasn't just it was a really cool opportunity to like go and see things that aren't, you know, the normal things that we talk about every day. So that was a lot of fun. It was 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And it's like, so unlike a Rhinebeck or, you know, Vogue Knitting Live or something like that, which is just mobbed and everybody's like buying things to take home, when you go to H&H, you're really there as a retail, you're purchasing, well,
It's a business
it's
to
a
business
business, yeah, it's a
conference.
business conference.
Trade show.
It's not really a consumer market, which
No.
like Vogue Knitting Live is consumer.
Definitely.
Right, you don't take things home in general. You place orders that are going to come 6, 8, 10 weeks later. So that's what I did. I placed a lot of orders.
Yeah.
Come.
She sent fun pictures.
I
Yeah,
did.
and we
She's like, "Look at
FaceTimed. I had the virtual experience.
Aww.
Yep. So I actually took a lot of video while I was there of, you know, there were several of the brands that we carry, which it was great to like catch up with folks and just
After
you
not
know,
talking with them
yeah,
in
'cause
person for so long.
virtually
Yeah.
all of these companies are small businesses.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like there's a few like big corporations, but most of these companies are
The
small
vast
businesses.
majority are small.
But when you say like big corporations, it's not like we're talking
It's
like
relative.
you know
Google.
Google
We're
or
talking
IBM
Yeah.
Right.
Or, Ford,
or
you know,
anything like
yeah.
that. You know, a big
a big corporation.
big yarn,
is
Yeah,
like
it's still a pretty
500
small
to
business.
1,000 employees.
Yeah.
if that, right?
Right.
Like it's
But
not
like the biggest distributors would be like that.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Like Barocco and all of them.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, or Sirdar. Or
Sirdar,
Right,
yeah.
which has several like sub brands under it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that 500 to 1,000 employees, and that's globally, right?
Right.
But most of them, we're talking like 5 to 20.
Yeah.
Some of them,
This way?
1 to 5.
Yeah.
Right. So you're really getting to meet people
Oh, no.
there that
Other one.
you know that we know that
Right.
like you know the owner, like Katie from Trinkles. was
I
there.
love her.
Yeah.
Courtney
And
Elmore.
Marianne, I was looking forward
Yeah.
to meeting Marianne because I'm from Katrinkles. I've talked to her
yes.
so many times,
Yep.
but
Yep.
I know
She
she
took
was
our
there.
order. Yeah, Courtney at Calborn was
Mhm.
there.
She's such a doll.
Lisa at Manos del Uruguay
Yeah.
was there. So you know, we got to see everybody and like make those connections, which we haven't been able to do since 2019,
Yeah.
which
'Cause
was the
that
last
was-
trade show.
And that trade show was TNNA, and that was the one that you and I went to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
we went
last
to
one
that
you-
one.
So
We
it's
went.
been a while since
A really
we've
long
had not just a face-to-face connection, but also seen kind of, you know, other stuff. And that's not to say that we haven't brought in other companies and whatnot that we know of, but this is a great way
It's
to
a different
kind of.
experience.
Yeah.
It's a different
Looking
experience.
online.
It's or just
Learn
meeting
about
with
it.
individual vendors.
Yeah,
I mean,
meeting with
we
vendors.
still do that a few times a year, but it's very different to go
So I
and just see so many things in one place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
So I took
is.
video. I'll put them at the
Yay.
end.
Yeah.
If you want to see what it looks like at a trade show for
Yeah.
needle arts and soft crafts.
Mm-hmm.
all
Then you
kinds
can see
of
at the
fun
end.
stuff.
I took videos of like the things like our vendors as well as things
Mhm.
that are coming.
Yay!
We have
Yay.
some very cool things coming.
Keep your eyes
do.
peeled.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm-
You will see them on the next handful of podcasts. for
I know.
Yeah,
sure.
for
It'll
sure.
be showing up.
Mhm.
Let's see. Do you want me to show you what I did bring home?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
So-
Amanda packed.
I did bring in
we actually had a
extra,
meeting Saturday night, so
Oh my
Amanda could
God.
show us some of the new
Yes,
stuff.
and I talked nonstop for an hour.
It was
was
really
awesome.
funny. It was great.
And we're like, ooh,
Yeah.
ooh.
Like the best audience.
And Amanda's like,
Yeah, because we all like either had to go home and eat or
Yeah.
or
It's like an Animal Crossing.
But we
when you
couldn't
show off.
Yes.
but we also couldn't wait
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
because we wanted to see.
We needed to see.
So there was one booth when I was walking through where I was like, oh my gosh, this yarn is beautiful. And that was Alexandra. Booth from the Art of Yarn. I have 4 of her skeins here. This is her Black Butte base, which is
It
65%
feels so
merino.
amazing. So amazing.
Yeah, 65% merino, 15% yak, 20% silk. So it's like a brownish. It's a brownish
Mhm.
base. So when she dyes her colors over them, which her
They're
colors
all
are
so
all
rich.
gorgeous. They look like they glow from the inside. I just
Yeah.
love it so much.
They really
Definitely.
do. This one is like shocker. My
So-
favorite.
I honestly would be happy with any of those
They're
skeins
so
that you brought
stunning.
back. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these I cash and carried. That means that she had enough stock there that I could bring home just a little bit for
Mhm.
you guys. So that's what I brought. So I brought 8 skeins of this. That's not a lot. Basically, we're wondering, do you guys like it?
Yeah.
As
And
much
the,
as I do. I couldn't resist.
Yeah. The
So
other thing I will say
I
too
checked the
is
bag for y'all.
those of you who signed up for the newsletter,
Yes.
one of the reasons we did meet was so that Jen would know the whole scoop and could put it in the newsletter,
It was in the newsletter.
which it was in on Monday.
So like these are rare, not rare, but like
super limited edition
super
for now.
duper limited
Yeah.
edition. We have what we have, and when we sell out,
Well, we'll see how it goes, and we'll
I know.
decide whether to
Yeah.
order more.
is
But
this
it
what
is
undyed?
luscious.
Is this what the base is?
That's what I was thinking.
I
That's
don't
kind of
think
what it
so.
looks
It's
like.
But it's
so pretty though. Like you guys need to feel this. So if you're local, I highly suggest if there's any left by the time this is up, you come
Yes.
in and you squish it because I think this would be amazing. I mean, I said it in the newsletter and you said it too. Like this would be amazing for socks.
Well, silk makes fiber stronger.
So strong.
Mhm.
Similar to the way you have superwash merino with nylon in it
Yeah.
for the strength, the silk makes it strong, but it's like the luxury silk.
And the yak, and
It-
like you
it's
would
so
not
soft.
want. I mean, I personally would not want 100% yak yarn because yak is so warm. But like this blend of merino, yak, and silk is like the
It
perfect
sounds
like
so nice to work with.
squashy.
Nice to work with and to wear.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking shawls. Like this would make
Oh
a
my gosh,
drapey.
this would be a
Mhm.
beautiful,
That would be
drapey
something you would want
shawl.
to wear.
Yeah.
Take off.
So I also
Speaking of
got
shawls,
I also got kits because who doesn't like a kit? So
Mhm.
she's so creative. She has these kits with the mini
Those are
skeins.
gorgeous.
Like so, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minis, right? Plus a full skein of this. That's
Oh
the
my
same thing as
goodness.
this.
Mhm.
shawl.
Yep. And so I have it in this teal, a purple. There's a pinks and there's a navy blue. That's like a gradient.
Mhm.
And each one of these has a sparkle, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, which
And
is
there's
so
the
fun.
sparkle in
This is
it.
One sparkle mini, yeah.
Kind of. Amanda's like sparkle.
But it's not a lot of sparkle.
It's not a lot of sparkle, and
Subtle
it's
sparkle.
Yeah.
and that's something like 900 plus yards.
981, almost 1,000 yards.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
over
right.
2 skeins worth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Almost, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like 2.5 at least.
Plus, I love that like the wine one is called Cutthroat. I love that.
I know.
Right?
But with this too comes 5 patterns that you can make.
5.
Mhm.
Yeah, that
5.
you can make, and they're good patterns.
4 knit, 1 crochet.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're really cool patterns.
These are the small
She's worked with a
fries.
designer. Yeah, so Alexandra lives in Oregon. I got
Another
to talk to her.
Oregon.
She has an amazing story. I hope you guys love this as much as I do, and we sell it in 2 weeks, and then
Yeah.
I'll have her on the
It's
podcast,
gorgeous.
and we'll have a chat because I would love to bring more for
It
you.
just-
It's just
It
amazing.
really
It's
is
so nice.
like
And then the last thing I brought home because I
Love
couldn't
this.
resist, and we had it, like Jen said, in our newsletter for our last newsletter, Pride Month.
Pride. Just in time. Amanda brought it
Just
home
in time.
just in time for Pride.
She has these the rainbow packs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rainbow Bridge.
The pattern is Rainbow Bridge. Yep. And then these are her rainbow packs. It's 10 minis, and the set comes with a skein of. This is her other luxury base. It's 70% merino, 20% silk, 10% cashmere.
That's where the color's different. Seisha and I were looking at them
This one?
yesterday.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah,
I may
yeah.
have had the wrong mix in the newsletter, but you know, it's
okay.
right online.
Yes.
Sorry.
And we're human. We
Yeah.
all occasionally make mistakes.
So then this is superwash merino, 25% nylon for these, right?
it's a
Because
bit
it takes the
brighter.
color so bright. So that's the rainbow set
Mhm.
on that. Now, same colors, exact same
So
dyes,
amazing.
This.
yak base.
I'm gonna have to show this one in the camera.
Okay,
I got you.
we're gonna do show and tell of the difference.
So here is what's the base of this one? It has cashmere in
That's
it.
the yak.
No, the brights. The
Yes.
brights is 75
Oh, sorry.
merino nylon,
75-25. This is upside down.
which always takes dye like super vibrant.
See, look how
super
bright
wash.
those are. There's a little bit of glare. Apologies. But then, the yak,
Same dyes. Isn't that crazy?
it's not showing it off
Or
as
having that,
Yeah.
you know.
perfect as it looks, but it's like moody almost. Like the moody colors of just the way the dye takes the base takes the dye.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
So
Yeah.
pretty.
And that you're starting with, a bit of color, so it just gives
Yeah.
it something to
And
bounce
that
off
depth
of.
of color. But also, like, those brights, like,
Gorgeous.
her color sense is lovely.
Her color sense is amazing. Trust me, I couldn't bring home the whole booth.
And I
But
have
you
to
wanted
say,
to.
But I wanted to.
for luxury base, also, like, her prices are
Yeah.
quite good.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
I agree.
It's an amazing base.
Yeah.
And her skill is just great. She also gave me this information. If we have spinners watching on Spin Together, I don't know if you've heard about it. That's like she also dyes fiber. So it's a competition, spinning competition, the first week of October. But there's teams. So if you have
Oh,
a
wow.
bunch of friends who do
That's
spinning,
fun.
right? Check it out. August and September. You create your teams, you register, and I'll put the links down below for spintogether.org.
That
And if you're in
Yeah.
store, we
Sounds
have
fun.
some postcards you can
Yeah,
pick
we have
up
some of
and
these in the store.
Yeah.
pick up.
Nice.
You did good.
Yeah. Oh,
Nice
the other
job.
thing that I saw, me and Kathleen
Oh,
and Haley
yeah.
are all wearing our wristbands, and Jen's wearing
I have a
her
button.
button. I met Austin Rivers, who is the founder of Knit the Rainbow, knittherainbow.org. I'll put it down below. You should totally check it out. But they are they're an organization that collects hand knit items for LGBTQ plus youth who are displaced from their homes. So they work with organizations in New York City and northern New Jersey to, youth who don't have a home to stay in.
Mhm.
Often were kicked out of their house or something like that. The organizations they work with provide social services and support and a place to stay, and Knit the Rainbow provides knitted
Comfort.
items for
Mhm.
them to let them know that
Warmth
people
and
are
comfort,
definitely
yeah.
thinking of them
Yeah.
and are here to support. So Yarnia is now a collection spot.
Yay.
If you're in New Jersey, Knit Tapestry is also a collection spot, and so is
Mhm.
Balzac down in Ocean Grove.
Yep.
Ocean Grove.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is right next to Asbury.
Yes. So if you are if you like to knit for charity, or would like to start knitting for charity, right? Like, this is an amazing organization that we're so excited to support.
Yes.
And I'm sure crochet is welcome too.
Oh,
It's
certainly.
kind
yeah.
of like knit
Yes.
night, where we say knit night, but we mean
Yeah.
yarn craft.
Crafts.
And they
Yeah.
accept anything. So shawls, accessories, sweaters, anything,
Any wearables.
blankets,
That's
Mhm.
great.
Hats.
hats,
Yeah. Cowls. Yeah.
towels, mitts.
Mhm.
I mean, it's such a great organization, and it's such a lovely, it's a lovely thing that they've created.
It's such a good way to support our community.
It really is. It
And
really is.
locally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crazy, yeah.
So, they were at H&H because they just expanded to Chicago.
I love
Great.
that.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
That's
and
awesome.
H&H
Mhm.
was in Chicago this year.
Mhm.
So Austin was there, and there was a big concert in like a park there. So he had a
Oh,
tent,
that's
and then had a little talk.
Everyone, happy Pride Month! All right, good to hear. So my name is Austin Rivers. I'm just going to take a minute of your time. I run a nonprofit organization called Knit the Rainbow Inc. We are founded in New York, and we're coming to Chicago this year. So if you are a knitter or a crocheter, if you know a knitter or a crocheter, listen in so I can tell you about it. We collect handmade knit and crochet winter garments, and we distribute them to homeless and at-risk LGBTQ plus youth who live in New York and now who live in Chicago. So thank you. Thanks for welcoming us. So if you want to learn more to how to get involved, we have a booth over here, right over here to your left. They're waving at you. It's called Knit the Rainbow. Stop by. We have some free yarn if you're a crafter. We have some giveaways. We have some snacks. So come by and learn more. Thank y'all. Enjoy the second act.
A great organization to
Yeah.
support. And again, another small organization where it's like, look, a couple of people can make a real difference.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he started
Absolutely.
this in his apartment in 2020. And
Wow.
so he collected
Wow.
all the stuff in his apartment.
His
Wow.
apartment.
In the city.
Oh, what a guy.
Yeah.
Very
That's amazing.
nice.
So cool.
Yay.
Nice.
Okay.
I love it.
I think that's all the news.
I was gonna say, and also just like
Creation Day.
stay tuned for future because
Oh, absolutely.
all of the other Amanda did a lot more.
I did a lot of shopping.
She
Well,
did a
actually,
lot of shopping.
there'll be one little peek in finished objects,
oh,
believe it
nice.
or not, because you know who is the
I'm
fastest
so
crocheter
excited.
in the land.
Oh my gosh, that's quick.
I gave it to her. Well, what? As you started it yesterday. You started last night
It
watching
took under
TV.
an hour.
Holy moly!
So double that for normal crochet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I
This
could've done
girl's
this
a
like
speed
that.
demon.
We would also be remiss to say, only because that just reminded me that we have a whole bunch of classes up. So if you
We
haven't
do.
gotten the newsletter, we
We
have
do.
a whole bunch of classes up, including Evelyn Bourne is doing a sock, heels, and toes deep dive,
fun.
investigating two or three different types of heels and 2 or 3 different types of toes.
Mhm.
So highly recommend for you sock bingoers.
Yes.
It is in person in store, so local folks.
And that's on Thursdays.
I
believe?
want to say it's Thursday evenings.
Yep.
Information down below.
Information down below.
Yes.
Also, just go to shopyarnia.com and click on the classes tab, and then you can see all of the things, including 101s, a Haley class, crochet class, and then
teaching this summer.
Yes.
a bunch of knitting project classes, some next step classes, a bunch of classes from Stacia, a bunch of classes from Evelyn,
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of fun stuff.
Yay.
So
Yep.
check it out.
Yeah.
That's my spiel.
All right.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Now. Let's
Now,
talk
Now
now
it's
let's talk about
time.
finished objects.
Finished objects. I guess we have to move the pretty yarn.
Yeah, let's.
Not that the other yarn is not pretty, but that this is pretty. And I want to squish it.
So, shall we go from left to right and see who's finished?
Little baby. They're so cute.
I don't have a real finished. I have a finished for this month.
Yeah, that counts.
Okay, that counts.
Sure. You went to a trade show. You've got good
Oh.
reason.
I
You've been working.
got sidetracked.
Mhm.
Y'all will see.
Uh-oh.
And I have nothing. I got COVID, so we'll talk about that. and-
I have nothing.
I
It was
showed
the
it
last
last
week
time.
of
Oh, you
school.
showed it. That's right. You showed them
Yes, you
last
did.
time.
I
Yeah.
did do two. I wasn't sure if I had both of them, but they were exactly the same, so I didn't bring them back again.
Yeah. So I worked on my Hooked on Grannies square.
It's
I
so
love
fun.
it.
So fun.
This was the June square. This is the Billie Jean square from Hooked on Grannies by Hooked on Sunshine. And this is our year-long crochet along that we're doing at Yarnia. So our next meetup is July 10th. There's an in-person and on Zoom option. So again, classes and events page on shopyarnia.com. And if you want to come to either in person or the
Mhm.
Zoom, you can hop in at any time. It would be super easy to catch up because, I mean, you don't have to even catch up. It's your own crochet along. It's your
Mhm.
blanket. You can do whatever you want.
Hop in.
Well, it
whenever.
was
It's
funny.
just
Haley
vibes.
was encouraging me last night to start the July square because I kind of did want to crochet.
Oh, yeah.
Do it.
Ah.
Totally,
I'll
yeah.
wait, I'll
And
wait.
we have a Ravelry thread for the crochet along too, which lists
Mhm.
I went all the way through December. I
Yeah,
think, with
so you
what we
plotted
would
out the squares and
with
everything.
what we would do. But yeah, so I have all of my colors here,
Ooh.
Nice.
and I basically picked an order that I'm going to do them in every time,
Mhm.
and then I just started the center with a random one, whichever one my hand fell on. And then proceeded with that order for the rest of the square, pretty much. Sometimes I switched it up a smidge just
Yeah.
because I wanted, here, I wanted this green chain to pop, and if
Yeah.
I put the yellow right behind the green chain, then it wouldn't pop so much. So I just threw in some white to give it a little bit of a bump.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that's how it looks like when I started with the rose,
I love it.
and that's how it looked like when it started with the yellow.
Same square.
Same square.
Yeah,
Square.
yeah.
Right?
And I did both of mine
Right.
exactly the
Or
same,
that.
but I'm not planning on doing all of them necessarily
I
in the
haven't
same
woven
order.
in my
Right, but in the same order of color.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you weave you clearly weave your ends in after? Do you crochet over your
I
ends?
weave a little bit and then I crochet over it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
always
don't like
crochet
having.
over ends.
I don't
Yeah.
like crochet. I don't like having ends to weave in crochet,
Mhm.
but I also want them a little bit more secure than just crocheting over. But I saw, and maybe it was Rachie.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it was Rachie that does like a 2-round kind of weaving in, where it's like you crochet over them and then the next round you catch it again and you crochet.
It also depends on what row you're on, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because like,
Yeah,
so
some
you've got,
Especially
summer.
for that one.
when you've got some of these like lacier ones, or like the double
That's
crochet
not
with the
gonna be
chains,
a
like
sweater.
you can't.
You can't
Well, that's
crochet
why
over that.
what I do though is when I finish, I always, when I'm working on a square like this, I always have my tapestry needle handy, and I weave through like 6 or 8 stitches, and then I crochet right away over it, and that way
That's smart to do it all, like, kind of just like, okay, finish
I
your
hate
round.
having the ends. I really do. So I know it slows me down a little bit in that I'm
Yeah.
doing the weaving, but I feel like the advantage
It's
is
the
to not
dread
have-
of the end.
Exactly.
And actually
yeah.
I don't
having a
dread the
finished
ends.
square.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
You like a finishing.
No,
Well,
You like a finishing.
Well, it's
I
one
like
of your knit night things sometimes,
peak
right? Weaving your
efficiency.
ends.
Yeah.
So over the course of the product, what makes it most efficient is to group your like tasks.
It's true.
Yeah.
This is what
Tailors
goes
and
through my
baby.
brain.
Yeah, but it's
But
true. But
it
I
also
think
depends on what you like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, I have
It's a
such
personalized
satisfaction in
system.
finishing the square and seeing no ends.
Yes.
That makes me really happy.
I
agree.
think-
It would be nice if I had no end to show y'all. But
that's
I do.
something where it's like I will let things like lie fallow for
Fester.
way too for way too long when all it needs is like 2 things. Like, it just needs the
And
ends woven in,
For
or
me,
it just
it's
needs
the
buttons sewn
smallest-
on.
It's the smallest things that
Yes.
seem like the biggest hurdles.
Oh yeah. I mean, at one point there was some cardigan that literally sat on the desk in the kitchen for a year after I finished
for
it,
the buttons.
with the buttons sitting on top of it,
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
just for
My
me to
my
sew
dining
it in.
room table is the place where we do that stuff.
And I'm like, I gotta
Yeah.
trick myself. You're much more efficient.
Well, watch the most recent episode of Fruity Knitting. I'll link it below. Zweigart syndrome, Zweigart effect, or something like that.
What is that?
It's something about how your mind is more attuned towards unfinished tasks, and I think I have that effect affects me so hard. I watched the beginning of Fruity Knitting. It's like the first 15 minutes. You should watch the whole thing because it's
Mhm.
Marie Wallen and it's delightful. But the first 15 minutes, I was like, "Oh my god, this is my whole life! I never knew there was a name for this."
Interesting.
It's fascinating. Anyway,
I'll have to check that.
so
In my case, it's just the ADHD.
Yeah, probably the same. Anything else you got?
not finished.
I have nothing finished. I have nothing.
I have nothing finished either.
Okay.
So it's
We'll
just
go, we'll
Amanda
go.
and Haley.
Haley actually hasn't finished.
I have 2.
That's right. That's
okay,
right.
do
Speedy
you want
girl.
to do the crochet or the knitting first?
Do the knitting first.
Do the
The knitting first. So you guys saw
Oh my
those
goodness.
lines.
That's right. This was it
So
just started with
pretty.
last time.
Side.
Isn't it so
Oh
fun?
my gosh.
Sliding
how
was fun.
Goodness.
It's like
Look
a,
at
like
that.
an illusion, like an
Fun.
optical illusion,
Yeah.
and feel how soft.
This is
The cumulus.
That is so cool.
So
pretty.
nice. I love it.
So
Why?
one
was so-
skein of regular cumulus and
Mhm.
one of cumulus
Look at the
rainbow.
other side.
Magic.
So
And the
that's
cumulus degradé would work
Oh,
just
that's
as well
totally,
in
yeah.
that too.
Oh.
Or
Isn't
if
it
you
so
wanted
fun?
a two-tone,
That's
you could do
amazing.
two
I-
colors.
Yeah, you could just do 2 colors.
Love it.
So that's a store sample. Haley made that
Yeah.
for here in the store
That's so cool.
because we've seen,
love it.
customer projects of this that we
So
loved.
nice for a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's the
Perfect, like stroller blanket,
So
car
soft.
seat. Yeah,
And
It's
it
the
works
perfect
for
stroller
like
blanket.
warmer weather.
yeah, because it is all
Cotton.
cotton. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
But it's
This
still
is-
got
isn't
like
it
a
gorgeous?
nice weight and drape to it.
Mhm.
And I loved the pattern. The length of the rows was. This is exactly as written.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
actually. Haley was going to change them. I'm like, no, let's actually try to do this one as written.
Try to do it as
Yeah.
right.
It's so simple. It's so like,
And,
let's just go with it.
It's 2 rows basically per color, and you switch off every 2 rows, and it's just the right amount of time to keep your interest and not feel bored at all. Because by the time you're like, oh, I'm knitting, you switch colors, and then you're like, wow,
And
you're seeing the other side.
the reason it's called sliding is fun is because
You don't purl, and you just slide your
slide the
This
work
is
together
all
into
knit
the
end of
needle.
All knit, no purls, not
It's like garter, but less boring than garter because you're changing colors,
This
and
would
you're
make-
getting an effect that doesn't
one.
just look like
An
garter.
illusion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty
you could
fun.
It's
make
magical.
like 2 or 3 of these and put them together, or 4 of these and put them together into like the best throw ever.
Oh yeah.
Right? If you did
Mhm.
like
God.
like 2 in 2 colorways, and you did 1 color here and 1 color here,
And
like the same
flipped
color
it for
here,
the
and then
opposite
full. So it'd be like a little.
Oh,
extra.
yeah.
Because then it's not like you're adding. It's like you're working on this small size project.
Yeah.
it's not like you're like doing hundreds and hundreds of stitches at a time.
And the striping,
The gradient would stay the same.
gradient would
It's-
stay. How pretty
it's
would that
such
be?
it gives you so many different things. Like there's so many options.
And it would be super easy to weave to stitch these together because like you just
Yeah.
line up the.
Yeah.
Line up the bumps. Yeah.
Or convert this to like a scarf.
Mm-hmm.
connect it. and
Imagine.
make it
Or even just do it
whole.
longer.
Just make it narrower. Yeah, do it
Right?
like 25
If you did-
stitches or something.
Yeah.
Half size, and that's a scarf.
Mhm.
It would be
Like
a
a
scarf
wrap,
half size.
yeah.
Well, 2 skein of worsted is a scarf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love it.
So beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Oh, for all
So
those not wool people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Scarf. And some of the darker ones.
And we just got 2 new colors of Cumulus Rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Wow.
Yep.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
So,
Love it.
Gorgeous.
knitted
job.
finished object. Beautiful.
Yay.
Thank you, Hedy.
Yay.
And then I have a crochet.
Another store sample.
And so this is what we were hinting at earlier.
It's a preview.
Yes.
Look at these. Oh my god.
Isn't that so cute?
So cute.
So cute.
Here, let me take one.
They're little cherries.
You want to grab the little package too that it was in?
Oh my god, I love it.
I love these
look
so
how-
much.
And I love the packaging. Look how cute they come in.
Look at
It
them.
looks like candy or something. Looks like a little bag of like coffee or
Yay.
whatever.
It's just like a little coffee bag. Oh my gosh.
So
Those are
these are kits by
Handicraft.
Handicraft. They're
Mhm.
out of Germany or Austria, one of the two.
Mhm.
And I found this company at H&H. And I was like, I need all the things.
Oh no, it's
They were
Hardicraft.
so-
Hardicraft.
Party
my
craft.
bad.
Yeah. Isn't that so cute?
Designed by
oh.
Marijke.
You got a
Boone.
little face.
I don't know how to pronounce this.
Aren't they?
first
And
name,
one thing that Haley noticed last night when she was making them, the detail on this is so great because basically they tell you when you're finished to go through and like run the yarn from the top to the bottom to pull it in a little to make
Oh,
the dimple
yeah.
the
To
way
make
a
the
real
dimple
cherry
a
is.
little cherry
It's
dimple.
so it's a
perfect.
circle, and then you make it.
You
Oh my
you dimple
gosh.
it by using the yarn. It's so clever,
They're
really.
adorable.
They are so
And
cute.
it comes with the eyes. Like I,
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, does it come with the
Mhm.
eyes?
it came with the eyes and the
Safety
rings.
eyes, love
Yeah.
And
I got some
The-
safety eyes packs from True
it. Ooh, good.
Oh, cool.
So all of your amigurumi people,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
right? And Susan's amigurumi people, safety eyes.
That's
coming
good
your
because
way.
we have some here, but they're like a giant thing. We've got to box them up
Right.
when they're ready.
Yeah, it's a
That's
lot
much
easier
better to
than
have it
They'll
ready to
be
go.
Ready to go packs.
and it came with
Definitely.
stuffing, and I have extra stuffing, and I
Probably
haven't-
enough yarn to make at least one more cherry.
We
You
haven't
said.
weighed
Another
it, but
cherry.
probably definitely enough to make one more.
Yeah. And this was a 2.5 millimeter hook, I think.
Yeah, it was
Pretty
smaller than
tiny.
anything, but I haven't made any amigurumi in a while, and I'm very pleased with how this came out. This is also followed exactly
2 in a row.
Good job.
3 in a row.
That's right.
With my whip. But I was able to apply a lot of things, a lot of lessons and skills I've learned, like by like reading,
Yep.
and like seeing people's tips, without, I haven't actually like applied them yet, but a much denser gauge than I thought was necessary worked, and I have never been happier with how it has been, with how an
The
amigurumi has
stuffing,
been
yeah.
stuffed, because I saw a video sometime in my internet adventures where if you fluff the stuffing,
Yeah.
it is not lumpy, and you get
Oh.
more volume, you get more
Oh.
air, because I was always so angry as a youngin making
See,
amigurumi.
But it's so funny because I feel like I've
Yeah,
always
like
done that, and I don't know, like...
how that didn't like transfer,
Yeah, whatever.
But I was always
We didn't
so
stuff
upset
together.
with how lumpy my amigurumi looked.
You probably just pulled big
Yeah.
clumps and stuck it in.
Yeah.
Fluff.
but if
Pull,
you,
fluff, stuff.
it's like it's like
Even if you're stuffing dense, pull,
Fluff,
fluff,
stuff.
stuff.
you have to
Keep
fluff
going.
you have to fluff your rice, you have to fluff your
Pull,
stuffing.
fluff, stuff.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I'm very pleased.
Well, I think,
Nice
like,
job.
You've probably made pillows too. Yeah. And I'm like, I feel like I've picked that up from my mom. In her, like, I'm not stuffing those pillows, you're stuffing those pillows. And I'm like, hey, I don't wanna.
So these Hardicraft kits are coming. They're already ordered. Order is placed. They are coming. I can't wait. I need a new keychain anyway, and I'm like,
So cute. They'd be great also on backpack. I mean, I know we're
Oh
getting to
my
the end
gosh,
of the
the
school
cutest
year, but
backpack
great
charm.
little backpack charm. Get them ready for September
Yeah,
or
for the
August,
water
whenever
bottle.
you're.
oh, they also
You
have
could put it right
some
up here.
baby crochet items. which
They
are
were so cute, these
adorable.
kids. Well, it's funny.
Adorable.
Amanda sent us his list of what, I don't know, maybe a dozen things, and Jen added a couple, and I added a couple
Cactus.
more. And
And there's some little felt craft.
the little banners.
You're gonna die.
Did you do the banners?
I'm
The
gonna have
banners.
to have a cactus.
Love the banners.
Yeah.
So
It's a
cute.
little set of 3 cactuses.
Yeah, oh, they-
Cacti.
And the little minivan or whatever. The
Yes,
little,
they have a
it's
van.
Adorable. Yeah.
Camper van. It's a camper van. I was like, oh!
So cute. We all need toys, right? We all need toys in our
Yeah.
lives. Especially
feel your
crochet
inner
toys.
child.
I
So-
am 100% going to do the cactuses, cacti, and my
Mhm.
cats are going to be like, I can't eat this.
They're still
That
gonna
news
chomp
was-
on them.
Also.
Yeah.
So
So
cute.
love their whole aesthetic.
But
It's
also,
really
it's
nice.
like, it's such a great thing, like, if you've never done an amigurumi, to, like, do it with a kit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Instead
then
of
it's less
getting
of
one
a,
those-
like,
yeah.
you have
And a
to
kit that
buy-
size.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yes. So you start with, like, the wee little kits, and then you go up to, like, the bigger kits, or you go
The
to,
toft
like, the
kits,
toft
yeah.
kits, like, the stuffed kits, and then
Mhm.
you can, like, just world
do
yours.
anything.
Woohoo.
World yours.
World's
Yeah.
yours.
All right. Do you want to go? I don't have any
Why don't-
other finished objects.
Why don't you want to do whips from your end to our end, and that way, if we run out of time,
Sure.
Sure.
those of us
Let's
who
do
don't
that.
have to leave as early are still here.
Sure. I have one whip. Because I've been extremely monogamous.
Mhm. Let's see. What is it? What is it?
Okay. Oh, and this one is going to have a spoiler. Spoiler warning. Okay, so who here knows how much I love Helen Stewart?
Oh yeah.
Who here knows how much I love a mystery knit along?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I did.
Shocker.
Helen Stewart's doing her Miss May knit along, which is a mystery knit along. It's a shawl,
Oops.
and I am
You're a little-
actually caught up, you guys.
Falling over.
I am.
Like whatever.
It's Tuesday, so the
we
clues come out on Tuesday, and
Okay.
I am 5 rows
Sorry.
away from being done with last week's clue. And
Oh
my
right.
goodness.
I know,
Nice.
I'm totally gonna get
Nice.
it done. But I've been flying a lot
Mm-hmm.
recently, and driving. I went down to Philly, and went to Chicago. So I've been doing a lot of travel, and this is what I take, and that's it.
Mhm.
But I'm using, which I'm also loving so much. I'm using the La Vienname Cashmerino.
It looked like
which
Cashmerino.
Since
I thought
it came in,
from the heyday.
I've been dying to use this in a
Mhm.
shawl.
Wow.
Like, to me, this is like the best shawl yarn.
Mhm.
It would also be a delightful sweater yarn.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
But I
right?
don't have that patience right now. So I'm doing a shawl. But let's see. I totally forget the colors.
Is that glacier? Oh, sorry.
It might be.
This is
This is-
anemone.
Oh, yes, anemone.
Right.
This is
Hagalia.
Hagalia.
May or may
Oh,
not
this is
be.
Sailor Moon.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's not Sailor Mercury.
Sailor Mercury.
Mhm.
And,
That could be a
Winter
number of
Garden?
different things.
Or
Yeah.
primary rainbow.
nope.
No. It's not
It's-
primary rainbow.
Nymeria?
Yes.
Nymeria. Yeah.
Nymeria.
Nymeria. Okay, look at that.
Yay.
Teamwork.
Mhm.
Hagalia, anemone, Nymeria, Sailor Mercury.
Beautiful.
Yay. So that was my palette, because it's 4 colors. And it's a mystery, so you don't know how these colors are going to play together.
Mhm.
But I thought they went together pretty well.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like them. Very
I think
nice.
they look great.
Okay, I'm gonna put so this is the Helen Stewart Miss May. If you don't want spoilers on what clues 1, 2, and 3 look like, check the timestamp down below and fast
Just
forward a
skip
little
to.
bit. I'll give you some time. Pause. La, la, la. Okay. I'm also in the middle of a row. I have to tink back some of this row. I'm
Oh
in
no.
because I was trying to finish the last 6 rows last night. And it's like 4 pearls and a knit to the back loop, 4 pearls and a knit to the back loop, and I definitely didn't count right. This was at 1 in the morning, and I have like 4 pearls, 2 knits to the back loop,
Oh.
then 5 pearls, then
That's a sign to go to bed.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
literally falling asleep while I was
Yeah.
doing it, so that is not good.
Mhm.
But
Pretty.
that's what it
That's
looks like.
So pretty. I love that first section, like the radiant.
Yeah, so this is
Yeah,
what it's going to look
really
like.
nice.
This is what the end of this section is going to look like,
Uh-huh.
right? Those.
I love the way that the Sailor Mercury looks knit up.
Yes.
Yeah, right? So I love her speckles.
Yeah.
Still really look good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're really
Even
good.
in lace.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Here, I'll bring it up closer.
It's hard to get, because sometimes speckles can overwhelm lace,
Yeah.
but like,
I thought
They
these would,
complement
whatever
it so
kind
well.
of witchcraft she does, it works.
Yep.
so
For sure.
this is basically, that's clue 1. Those 3. And then we have clue 2, which was all in the anemone. And it's just like very organic type lace patterns. And here's clue 3. And it ends in 6 rows of the anemone, which is where I am. I should have stopped at 12:30 instead of trying to.
Sometimes you're like,
You just
maybe
want
I'll
to do it. You just
get
want to
it
finish that row.
done.
Finish those rows.
Yes.
It's hard.
We're watching the new season of Doctor Who, or the
Ooh.
newest one.
Oh, is it the new Doctor?
No, not
Okay.
yet. This is
'Cause
the
I
last
saw
one of the
it's-
old Doctor.
The friend from Sex Education
Oh,
is gonna be the new Doctor.
that's awesome.
We
I'm
have
very excited.
1 episode left, so I'm sure that's
That's
The transition
That's your
is gonna
transition.
come.
the
measure.
transition episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll probably watch that tonight, and I hopefully will stay awake.
Yeah.
Hard.
I totally stayed awake for the Doctor Who part. That's where I got that far, but then we had to have a detox, like funny something.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, it was too intense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To just like go to bed.
Yeah.
What was your
Yeah.
funny?
Lower Decks.
Nice.
Star Trek Lower Decks.
Oh, yeah. I thought my brain went to the
Below.
Below Deck?
yes.
Which is
God, I
the
love
same
Below
thing.
Deck.
Which is like
Yeah, no.
reality. But
No,
then
this is animated.
No.
Star Trek.
I know
and
both
super
of
funny.
them, and I was like, but God, I love Below Deck. It's my favorite.
So that's on my whip because it takes most of my knitting time to keep up with
Oh,
that.
sure.
And I'm
That's great,
really
yeah.
intent on keeping up with it. I'm about 60% done. So
Nice.
I think we got 2 more weeks.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Very nice.
I have multiple whips. I'm not going to take them all out, but this is what I'm taking on vacation. I'm going to be taking my retro pullover, which is
Yay!
kind of jammed in. And, like, I've got multiple
Oh yeah.
whips.
Maybe Haley, after you finish
Yes, an
this,
Aran
we'll get back to
sweater.
yours. We've had you.
An
Or
Aran
there.
sweater up on the hot beach, although it is
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it is the Cape. So,
How long are you
excited.
gone for this time?
10 days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And there'll be people at my house every single day because, not like
It's
the
a good
Cape
time
house
to
at
go
my
away.
house because we're doing the kitchen renovation. So
yeah.
I was like, have
It's a
fun
good
while
time
we're
to go.
gone.
Mm-hmm.
I was half tempted
Oh,
to be
it's a
like,
bit
do I need to
quiet.
ask my friend to cat sit or can I just ask Rob, the construction guy?
Oh.
No, I'm going to ask my friend. Because
Yeah.
poor Rob is
You don't
like,
wanna give
I
him
don't.
anything else to
He's
do,
like,
right?
I have a real job. I'm like, I know. But like, they love you. They do love him.
That's so funny.
So this is as far as I'm going to show. It's still at the exact same spot as the last time I showed it on the podcast because I put it aside for a while.
But there it is.
But that's
but
a
I'm
perfect
ju-
vacation thing to
It's a
work
perfect
on.
vacation
It's-
thing.
yes.
It's like, I've got a chunk of time. It's just the body, so I'm
It's
just
good
going
discipline
straight.
to
is
only
it
take
practically
one thing.
memorized at this point?
Oh, but I'm not
You know?
taking only one thing.
Oh. That's
No,
how
I
I
never
got
do
my
that.
green vest done. But that was the only thing I took on vacation.
Well, I also have to take my. I packed so poorly. Sorry. This was a last
Oh,
night
this is your
packing.
actual packing.
This is my.
Yay.
Oh, this is my actual packing.
No, this is because she's like leaving here to go.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
I'm
why
gonna
she's
be-
got to leave.
Yeah. So this is my anchor sweater.
Yay!
I did
nice.
one
Such a
sleeve
nice-
finished. I'm gonna finish the other sleeve probably
Awesome.
tonight.
Nice.
Because I just did cap sleeves, and then it's just stockinette on the body, and it's because we have our last anchor sweater class on Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
So I also have my.
Cool.
I really love this in the damask.
This
Yeah, it
is
looks
in
really
the
nice in the
damask.
damask.
It
I'm
looks
impressed.
great. I have my little overhead camera thing that is making this actually quite heavy.
So you can do your class. Yeah.
So I can do my class.
Wow. Because this has a twisted rib.
Yes,
the top.
I did a twisted rib at the top for this for the linen. The pattern does not call for it, but
Oh,
it's
that's
an
right.
easy. It's a super easy modification.
Right.
But I think it looks better in the linen because
Yeah.
it was
Highlights it
blowing
well.
out.
It
Yeah.
pops so
Yeah.
much.
And we added short rows, so it fits better. We talked a lot about fit. We talked a lot about
You
how.
did short rows and twisted rib.
No, I did short rows after the twisted rib.
Oh, look at you,
In the
smarty
back.
pants.
Yeah, in the back, because you can put your. You don't have to put your short rows at the top.
Mhm.
You can put your short.
there
You
you
can
go.
scatter your short rows across.
Smashing.
Exactly. When you
Because
scatter
I was
them,
like, are you doing short rows and twisted rib, which could be sort of a pain in the booty.
you can do it.
I know you could.
Easily.
I'm doing.
Would you want
Hence
to?
my pearl through the back loops.
Yeah, pearl through the back loop is a pain in the neck.
Mm-hmm.
But we talked a lot about
Counting is a pain in the neck.
fit and also kind of like how to translate the things that you learn in like a class like this to other things. Where
That's
it's
all
like
right.
if you have a sweater where it doesn't have enough short rows or it doesn't have any short rows, and you have to take kind of initiative and think about where would be the best place to place them.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to be beholden to a pattern. So if you have a pattern yoke and it doesn't have a natural place to put short rows, you put it in before the sleeve divide. And it's also a question of how you like the fit. If you need short rows to lower the neck, you need to make sure that they're placed in the yoke section. If you don't mind where the back neck is hitting, but you don't want the sweater to ride up, then you have options to place them in the yoke, or you can place them after the sleeve divide. You can place them in the body, because if it's just the back riding up, you lengthen the back of your sweater. Your back of your sweater doesn't ride up. If it's the neck riding up, then you got to place it there. So it's like that kind of, thinking about the construction of sweaters.
Application of skills, baby.
Application of skills, exactly. And also kind of like, some people feel like they need to follow a pattern. Some people maybe take it a little bit too much
Like,
on the, let
patterns
me
on
just wing it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, mine's
But-
coming up.
And then I have the Felix.
Oh, you
I
still
love
haven't
it.
decided on
No,
the
I
length.
haven't decided on the length. So this is just
I just love these pops.
a matter of
so
indecision.
Fun. So fun.
So I put it aside to think about it.
This is Corey Worsted.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's Corey
You know what
Worsted.
I was thinking?
Corey
I was
Worsted.
thinking
So
about
good.
making a weekender out of mine.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Isn't that a fun idea?
Yeah.
Do that. I've wanted a weekender. I have.
Yeah.
That's bottom up, right?
It may.
It may be.
Actually,
I think
yeah.
so, because I have that pattern and I thought about doing a weekender and then I was like, not doing it.
So if
I don't know. I
I
just
could
wasn't
base
feeling
it on my Felix, though.
Yeah.
If I get my act together, I'll finish this. I'm less worried about finishing this, but this is a good, like, all I have left to do is the ribbing and sleeves.
Well, and also it's one of those things, if you don't really feel like working on that and you don't feel like working on the other, I do the same thing. Where did
I need
what was the
options.
last place we went? Where did we? We went someplace for a few days. I don't know. Anyway,
The lake?
Maybe.
maybe it was just, I don't know.
Was
Anyway,
it Massachusetts? Was it picking me up?
no, I feel like recently, I don't know.
My big bag.
Anywhere. Like, I take at least, if I'm going somewhere, I mean, up to a certain point, I take at least a project a day. Because that gives me options. I feel like you need...
I need options. I need.
I just do 2 to 3.
I need a
Yeah, I
complicated.
need at least 3, unless it's...
I need an easy.
Oh, I know. It was just going to visit my
And the
mom.
middle.
I
Oh,
wrote a project.
Y'all are funny.
Because part of I knit in the car, right? I mean, I'm not even
Yeah.
navigating for that. And we've been there a million times.
Yeah,
so
you don't
it's
need to
like
navigate.
it's just like take that exit, don't take that exit. But like when I'm there, it's like I'm chatting. It's like you don't necessarily want something where you have to be looking at your
Right.
chart or whatever.
Yeah,
you
Exactly.
know,
And
so,
sometimes you
yeah.
do want a complicated thing where you're looking at your chart so you can be like, nobody talk to me.
Yeah.
I'm busy here.
And it's like, mommy's busy. Stop. Go
Yeah.
do something else.
To
So I need
Philly-
options.
Oh, current me disciplines future me by only bringing one project.
I just don't
So
work
you
on
have
it.
no choice.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I would never.
It's
Then
so
I just
funny
don't
how
work on
I
it.
do wonder if this is like partly Sagittarian thing too,
It
though.
could be.
It's
Oh,
like
that's-
so
yeah.
you know.
We need
Actually-
options. We
Yeah,
always need
options.
options.
I want to know
For
your
anything.
guys' big 3. We'll discuss that
I
in
know.
another
Yeah.
episode.
I did
and
though to Philly. I brought my sock. I didn't bring it here today. I don't know why.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I did the heel turn. I'm already like halfway through the foot, so that's why I did it during a conference. Conferences are for sock knitting.
Well, see, and I could do the linen
Yes, you can.
easily for like that kind of thing. So it's like it's
Yeah.
good, but I need
Can you
variety.
hand me my
Also, I'm
bag?
just going to point out my bag because the patriarchy won't fight itself. So
There you
appropriate
go.
for the times.
This is my favorite thing.
I'm gonna put it on
Doing
the
a
floor.
flick.
The fourth. Can I do that?
Could you hand me my other project bag?
It requires a little bit more effort. I'm much more inclined to just flip the regular one.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me. At school, one of my best friends is from Point Beach, so her and I talk about New Jersey all the time to our Massachusetts and Arizona friends. and they're like, you guys talk about New Jersey entirely way too much.
Nuh-uh.
And we're like,
Just the
actually,
right amount?
it's, if we don't bring it up in at least 3 times in every conversation, it's not enough. And so I forget what we were talking about, but I was looking through my camera roll, and there was a Snapchat that my Massachusetts friend took, and it was me and my friend Justine doing our 4th finger, and the caption was the New Jersey state bird.
I love that.
That's funny. That reminds
Much
me
better than the mosquito.
back in the day in my book group that I think actually may have finally fallen apart
You sound like
after 15 years. I know it's so crazy. There were several people who were from Buffalo, and like Buffalo came up in every single meeting at least once. It was just so funny, and
did anyone
isn't that
watch
crazy?
hockey?
Not that they talked about, not particularly.
No.
But yeah, it was just like if Buffalo wasn't mentioned in book group, something
You'd
was
be
wrong.
like, what's wrong? Who's
Who's not here yet?
Who's not here?
Who, like 3 people aren't here. It was crazy, like between school and you know, long-term family, like being born there, whatever. So yeah, so the reason I don't have any foes and that I have not even very far along whips is because of Corona. But I had at least 3 days I didn't knit a stitch, which you know
that's
how
a
bad
lot.
I'm feeling when
Yeah.
I could not even focus to. I binged a lot of things. But one thing I did was I went back to my Raina Shawl, which I had showed a long time
nice.
ago.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that fun?
So pretty. Oh,
Thank you. Yeah, this is, I forget what month of Ba. I'm sure the labels are in here.
Oh,
It's so pretty.
This
It's a perfect
is-
Kathleen color.
It was so Kathleen, that's why I got 2 of them. It's January 2022, and this is, I think it's only the 2nd Raina that I've made. But the last time I made it also was out of a really big skein. You can do it with a single skein of fingering, but
More of a shawlette.
yeah. But I had done it with a big skein for Miss Babs that was almost 600 yards,
Oh, yeah.
and it really is nice and generous. But I bought 2 skeins of Ba, so I have 800 yards available.
That's a
Yes.
great pattern for this year.
It's going to
It
be
really
fun.
is.
So the thing that I changed, the reason this is not, as we were talking about, like could never
Speaking
do
of
anything
changing.
exactly as written. To me, the amount of lace and garter felt kind of random, and I didn't like it. And I did do the first one pretty much to pattern until the end, and then I played with it. This one I played with it from the beginning. So I've got 6 repeats of the lace, and then I've got garter that's about the same width. Then I've got 7 repeats of the lace, garter that's about the same width. So it's like I'm increasing the garter faster because it's shorter rows.
Right.
But that's what I'm following all the way through. So I made myself a nice little chart to check off all the rows that I did.
Nice.
And I'm gonna go. I don't know. I've probably got like 75 grams left. Maybe I'm well into the 2nd ball, but not far. But you know, on this kind of triangular thing, it definitely every additional row
starts eating
eats up a lot
Yeah.
more yarn.
Triangular
So.
shawls from the top down, like
Yeah.
it grows so quickly, and then you're like,
Or semicircles.
oh,
Now
it's
I've got-
taking a while.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Helen Stewart tells you
So
exactly how many
excited.
stitches you have on. So I've got 335
Sorry.
stitches.
No, you're okay.
Wow,
Just kidding.
that's a good amount.
I know.
That's a lot.
So the good news is I got back to this. This was pretty mindless. This is a fun lace. And yeah, the garter was actually getting kind of boring. I think that's why I put it aside. It was like too much garter. But I will try to finish this before the next episode because now it's
Now you
more
have-
than
you can have
halfway
a goal.
done. So
Yeah.
And the other thing, the last time we talked about how my Bolin tee was still in timeout because because I made some bad choices. Basically, I added too much length. I wasn't happy with the way the lace was coming out. I hadn't frogged if I had decided to frog it. And then I thought, why am I forcing myself to make this tee where I think there's just like too much thought going into it right now? Yeah. I do like the look of it, but the construction, and given the fact that I wanted to lengthen it, does present a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know, I'd have to do a pretty big swatch, like a quarter of a sweater, to really see how much
That's
the
annoying.
length is going to change.
Right.
So
Bolin is no more.
Boone is no more. So what I did though, it's another Layla Raven pattern, and it is Des Chain.
Oh, yeah!
I love-
Which I don't even know whether somebody might have mentioned it in the store, and
Yes!
yeah, Chanel, who was our first employee, made a Des Chain when they worked here,
Out of
4
Cumulus.
years ago out of Cumulus, and I loved it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
remember
So
seeing
that was when I was first
The
familiar
purple
with the
one.
pattern.
It looked so
I think it was
too.
red. I think it was the
red.
red cumulus. It was like the cherry red.
There was a purple cumulus something.
Oh,
That's
that's the
tank.
top
there
that I
was
made.
a purple
yeah,
cumulus.
that's the top
but
I made.
Chanel made a red disc change. 'Cause I
Yeah.
remember there's a
JK.
photo of them.
I think it was on
that
our
pops
Instagram
up
at some point.
In our
yeah.
Instagram. Yeah.
So this pattern is supposed to be done top down in pieces. I did it top down to the end of the sleeve divide, and then I joined it in the round.
Oh, that's smart.
Because it's so much more
Smart.
fun to do knitting than knitting and purling.
Yeah.
And faster, more efficient.
Yep,
And I don't know if you even, I mean, if you need the stability of the seam, just do a faux seam.
exactly. I can go back and do that if I want,
Like,
but I'm
but
just.
you
I
might
don't
not
think I
even
really
need it.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing I did also, I picked up stitches. It's supposed because it is supposed to be done completely in pieces. You would just have a seam, two kind of cast on edges and then seam them, and to me that makes too much of a lump. I don't like that.
Agreed.
So what I did was I did one cast on and then I picked up stitches.
Perfect.
So it's
Nice.
it's still the stability of having some edge there, but not two edges that make
It's
it
like
too
a
lumpy.
3-needle bind off. Like if you-
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. It's even flatter than that actually. It's a little. So it's again, it does have that stability of having one
Yeah.
cast on edge in there, but not the lump of two.
Right.
And the
That's
other
a good
thing
idea.
that I did
Yes.
was I was kind of playing around with where exactly to join it, and I realized with the way I was doing it, I may wind up seaming this a tiny bit,
Okay.
but because I can't open this up because it's cast on from there, I did a little bit less than I thought I might want, and I'll see when I block it. If I
Yeah.
like it that way, I'll leave it.
But you
if,
have the option
if it's
to close
too
it up a
big,
little.
I can close it up a little bit more just
And
by
it'll still be invisible.
seaming those few stitches. Yeah, it'll be a different thing just having a few stitches than.
Well, and that'll also, that could also serve as a reinforcement point if you're, I mean,
Mhm.
I'm tough on things and
Mhm.
like routinely catch like my pockets on door handles as I walk by.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And like
I've
rip
been
my
known to do
dress,
that.
which drives me crazy. But like, if you need to close it up a little bit, that could also serve as a
Exactly.
reinforcement point.
Yeah, yeah. So that's
Glad
that.
you're doing that one.
So
Oh,
pretty.
I love
And
that
so
pattern.
this
I think it's so
also.
pretty.
So I'm going to commit to this one being done by the next episode. If I'm really productive, this will too. But this is really my goal.
I have yarn somewhere from like
Oh,
pre
yes. You and I both do.
store for
Yeah.
just chains.
It
Oh,
wasn't
interesting.
Just chains.
No, it was the
one.
other one that was
Layla
Layla
Raven had another pattern.
Another one.
Yeah, that's a sport weight.
Oh
Ah.
gosh, what was it?
I have it. I'm never making it.
Mhm. So I've done
I might make it.
I've done an inch and a half, I think, since I joined it in the round,
Yeah.
which was last
gone a
night
lot
at like
faster.
10 p.m.
Oh,
right?
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
Once
was.
you get to the point of joining it in the round and you're not sitting there
It's
going like,
so
those
much
pearl
faster.
rows, sometimes, I was, in class, in the sweater class, someone was, I think it was Mallory, was like, it's going slower because she's doing the cardigan. I'm like, it's the pearl rows.
It's
that
those
are
pearl
getting
rows. They slow you down.
me." Like they slow
And
you
you
down
know
for
the
no
thing is-
reason.
But even
Just
if they
psychological.
don't, they feel like they slow you down. I timed myself once with knit and pearl rows, and
Yeah.
they actually really weren't slower. They just feel
They
slower.
just feel slower.
Yeah. I
Um,
did also chart this because
Okay.
I hate words.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
gosh.
hate words, but I love charts. How about we'll say it?
Me
Yeah,
too.
I would
Me
100%
too.
chart that
I did
too.
this
Chart
whole
any
thing
lace.
with charts.
Yeah, so much
So much
easier.
easier.
So now,
Oh.
so literally I'm zooming around and then I'm just,
It's
oh yeah,
11
it's
o'clock.
11 o'clock.
And
Oh
I
no.
didn't talk about the Molly Girl this month.
Do you
Oh
wanna talk-
no.
can you
Quick,
talk about
so
it real
real
quick?
real quick.
Okay.
You can edit
Yes.
it in.
All right. I will edit it in. Actually, maybe I'll do that. I'm going to edit in a little blurb of me talking just about Molly Girl.
Good idea. Good
All
idea.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here you go. And then I'll
Yay.
disappear. Hi. Okay, I'm going to give you a real quick rundown for this month's Molly Girl colors. And then not in the rest of the podcast. But we got them. I love this month. Look at those. This looks like some fire type Pokemon. I haven't checked it yet though. Yay! I can't wait. Look at that. I love this color. All right, what do we have this month? Can't wait to see. Which gem? This is the... Oh, it's from Cinnabar Island. Oh, that's appropriate, huh? And I have a sticker of... what's his name? The splashy one? Magikarp. Crimson to Gyarados. Yay. Oh, does that mean there's a Magikarp in here? Oh my goodness, that would be so fun. Okay, so our colors this month are, first this one, which I love. Look at that. This is Magmar, right? Oh my god, that's totally Magmar. So that one's Magmar. This one's sort of also similarly orangey, but with a little black. He didn't have a tag. I'm going to leave him for the end, because I think his little tag fell off. This one I love. I could make a whole sweater in this color. I just love the little pops of light brown. This is Ninetales. Oh my goodness, and such a beautiful Pokemon too. I love Ninetales. This is perfect. I want a whole sweater of Ninetales. This is like, I bet I know what this is. Sort of the inverse of Ninetales. Ah! It's not what I thought. I thought surely it was going to be Vulpix, which is Vulpix evolves into Ninetales. But this is Flareon, which is super awesome. I sort of love that too. I love this warm brown color. Right, look, those two together, wouldn't that be some like amazing colorwork sweater? Oh my goodness. Okay, anyway, this is Flareon, a little fiery Eevee. This one is Rapidash. These are really pretty horse Pokemon. Flamey horse. So that's Rapidash. And then that means, by process of elimination, haha, that this is, of course, that's Arcanine. Yay! That's the, it looks like a tiger. I think they call it like a legendary Pokemon, but it's not actually a legendary Pokemon. It evolves from the puppy Pokemon, Growlithe. Growlithe is the puppy Pokemon. And then Growlithe evolves into Arcanine. So anyway, Arcanine. Yay! So that's this month. We have a few mini sets left, just I think 2-ish left of these, so if you want some, grab them. And I realized after I stopped podcasting yesterday that I forgot to share with you what I was wearing. It's a long time ago finished object, but I thought I'd tell you. This is my Pure Joy shawl by Joji Locatelli. And I modified this for use with DK weight. So it's written for fingering weight, 2 colors. And it's done, if you want to practice short rows, just regular wrap and turn short rows and garter stitch. This is a great one. That's how you make all these little fanning out wedge shapes, is with short rows. This was a really fun pattern. It was one of the very first samples I made for Yarnia ever. And Mrs. Crosby's train case base, which is a... Mrs. Crosby is no longer exists. This was an amazing base that has silk as well as merino in it, a single ply, and just made this gorgeous drapey DK weight shawl, which is lovely to wear in the summertime, especially with a green dress. So that's what I was wearing during the podcast. Thanks. See ya.
So, in addition to my 2 whips that I've been working on pretty consistently, I was so happy this week that we got another box from KFI and finally got in our Zoe in black, because I really have been making a lot more summer tops. Like last year, I think the last 2 years I made 1 each.
You've been making a lot of sweaters, like longer sleeve things.
Yeah. But just things I can wear in the summer, because I'm here in the store 4 to 5 days a week, so it's like I wanna be repping the hand knits, Well, and it's nice. It's me-made wardrobe is always a good thing. So I had decided I wanted to make. Actually, last year I made 2. I made my gold ranunculus in Zoe, and I made the rocket tee in the Noro and the Ellery Denim DK,
which we did talk about last time.
Yes, I was wearing that one, I think. But I decided I did want to make another ranunculus because I do love that. My ranunculus in Zoe, and it's the only one I've made so far. Is so comfortable. I mean, literally, even on a really hot day, you slip it on and you kind of feel like you're not really wearing anything. It's just very comfortable. I think it actually kind of may wick some of the heat away from your body. And I wear a lot of black. I mean, I really, really do. And I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a ranunculus in black in Zoe, because I knew I loved the gauge and everything, loved the feel of it. And then it was so funny, Kim from Knit Together with Kim and Jonna made a ranunculus in black. I don't think she used Zoe.
No way.
But yeah, it was right around the time I was thinking that. And then literally on the next episode of their podcast that I watched, she made one, and I'm like, yep, that proves. That is what.
It looks good.
It looks great.
It's a good theory.
So this is definitely my next cast on, for sure. Yeah. So we're going to let Haley finish her row. Maybe I can talk a little bit about do you mind if I talk about that? Or
Yeah,
do you want
go
to talk
ahead.
about that?
So we did mention that
Yeah, Haley is going to be teaching Crochet 101, which she has taught before, long time ago. Or were you scheduled? No, you did.
No,
you
I did
do it very
I did
early on.
a couple times.
Yeah.
It was in the old store.
Yep, very early, like first year. So you were really young, and then you were still in high school.
I was in high school.
But and then I taught Karen Beinhacker. Remember, we had that one, and like she was the only one who signed up, and someone who now has become a really good friend of mine wanted to learn how to crochet because she knew she was having surgery and was going to have a pretty long recuperation. So she did, and now she's a crocheter and a knitter.
Right.
Yeah. So so Haley is going to be teaching some crochet classes this summer, and so we need a new sample. So we picked out this lovely Cardo.
In pumpkin.
Yes, Manos del Uruguay Cardo, which is their Corriedale. It's a bulky weight. And so Haley, very soon, like tonight probably, tomorrow,
Later
is
today.
going to be starting a sample of what she's going to make in the class. So that's really fun, and that's what these are here for. Yeah, I think it's fun to have some of the whips to be, because sometimes we get so far into the projects in the 2 weeks between when we podcast.
Yeah,
that,
so you can see
it goes from nothing to like a finished object.
a little
So.
taste. So
Yes, so in that
Here's
time,
my-
Haley got to finish her. This is yet another store sample, number 3, that Haley's making for us right now for Yarnia.
So, excuse my yawning.
I love this. This
So,
project
this
has been
is-
in my mind for several years, and Haley, being the fast sample maker that she is, I'm like, you know what, Haley, you're probably going to get to this before I will. So
Yes.
thank you for doing this.
And so this is an on the porch blanket, and it is maybe not my first foray into intarsia, but my most recent for sure. And definitely the only one in this era of my crafting.
And how are you liking the intarsia so far?
I really don't mind it. I
Yeah,
like it a
it's
lot.
fine.
It's
It's not-
like satisfying to have like the clean edge and just like it's not like you're carrying something.
Yeah.
It's just you're working. You're only worrying about one yarn at a time, and then when you have to switch them,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a momentary.
Yep.
And because it's different colors, it's easy enough to.
Yeah, definitely.
No.
So this pattern isn't written with intarsia, but this on the porch is definitely one of the most popular blanket patterns here at Yarnia. You know, among our customers, and there are a few reasons for it. One, it's easy to do. Two,
You just need to know how to knit and purl.
yeah, it makes a great gift knit. And I have always, since I saw people doing it, thought it would look so fun if you had the garter ridges be in the color, you know, if you had a different color for what's like the window panes, basically. So, so this is Spud and Chloe's sweater, which is now becoming Blue Sky Fiber sweater. They're keeping the yarn, but they're rebranding it, like under their house brand. And I think it's going to be a fabulous store sample. So we will put project notes in our Ravelry project on this to tell you how Haley did the garter bands in the main color, in the border color. But, you know,
It's
easy
very
peasy
fun.
and really fun. And I think this would also be fun. You could literally do this. You could, like, change the colors every one.
You could do a rainbow. You could
Yeah.
do a cumulus rainbow.
Oh, yeah, you could do this in cumulus, too. That would be fun. All the cumulus things. Yeah.
And
We'll
one
see
thing,
if we need another store sample.
one thing I wanted to say about this is, in the vein of, in this era of my crafting, in making things easier for yourself, I love this is worsted, right?
Yeah.
I love working with worsted because the rows go faster. I just, since coming back into knitting, being brought into knitting with socks, I had only been working with fingering. And I love it because it's so portable. And like I was super speedy last summer, but something about just like having, like, you see so much more progress, like,
Yeah, this is
measurement wise.
This is less than a week of knitting. I don't remember exactly when you started this.
It was after I started rewatching Stranger Things, because I finished the
That's right, you
Sliding
finished
is
that.
Fun while starting my rewatch of Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm in season 4.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is 4 or 5 days ago probably you started this.
Something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So, and you don't have to do it that fast, but you can do it that fast if you want.
It's definitely possible without trying, like with
just
doing
watching
TV
in the
knitting.
evening during watching television. Yeah.
Ta-da!
Beautiful. Love it.
And the stripes appear faster than you think. It's
Mhm.
6 rows of orange in between the white.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, this is also another good pattern if you don't love purling, but you don't hate it either. It's way more knitting than purling. It's like 2/3 knitting and 1/3 purling, I would say, by the time you include all your edges and everything, which are garter. So, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's my main whip.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very fun.
So, we should talk about our giveaway and who won our last giveaway.
Woo.
So, Haley did help me with the drawing yesterday. And actually, before we say who won, at the time that we counted, which is yesterday, it was Monday afternoon, we had 75 comments. And the question last time was, do you knit, do you crochet, or do you do both? And we had 9 people who were solid, dedicated knitters, don't crochet at all. We had 1 person who was a solid, dedicated crocheter, doesn't knit at all. And then 65 people said they both knit and crochet.
Which was more than I was expecting, actually.
Yeah, definitely. And there were I would say possibly a third of the 65 were like, I mainly knit, but I crochet a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But
I dabble.
But quite a few people said they do both, as do all of us here at Yarnia.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And, all right, so our winner was Samantha Messina, who said she attempted, it was a very cute comment, she attempted to learn to crochet 7 years ago when I had my first child. This was a dumb move on my part. Then I learned knitting when my sister bought me knitting classes at our LYS. I've been knitting ever since. And about 7 months ago, I finally learned crochet and was able to make my youngest a blanket for her birthday.
That's so
So,
sweet.
yay,
I love
Samantha,
that story.
congratulations. Glad you were successful with both knitting and crochet. And you win your choice of one of our skeins of Regia Cotton Tutti Frutti sock. So go ahead to our website, take a look. Let us know what color you'd like out of what we have in stock.
Fun.
They should all be there. And yeah, that is, we'll be happy to send that off to you. All right, thanks so much, everyone who commented. Really nice to see how many people, how people kind of feel about their crafting and everything. So, as Jen and Amanda were leaving, we had an idea for our question for this episode. And actually, what you're going to win is your choice of one of these pouches, one of these Montclair made pouches. So we've got Team DPN, Team Magic Loop, Knitja Socks.
Knitja Socks.
So those are, and I think we still have some that say Yarnia. So
and different zipper colors as
yeah. Though that is like, I mean, you can let us know what you like, but it's hard to pick. They're kind of random there.
And then they have denim on the back.
Yeah, they're so
It's like a little. Does she hand embroider the paper?
She machine embroiders them. Yeah, she
and
used
then hand
to. So
embroiders
this is made by a lovely woman, Claire Cohen, who lives in our town, Montclair, who she's got an Etsy store, Montclair Made.
Tag on the title.
Yeah, and though, some stores around town like Yarnia carry her products as well, and these were ones that she custom made for us. But I remember I talked to her once, she's done trunk shows with us and different things, and I think I got cut off. So I remember talking with Claire one time when I think she was doing a trunk show at Yarnia, and when she first did this whole notebook-inspired series, I think she found linen that had that sort of effect. It had lines. But what she does now is she actually stitches the red line for the edge and all those blue lines, and then she hand embroiders whatever the sayings are.
To make it look college ruled, like paper.
So they're really fun. So, yeah, so the question
for this episode
where you can win one of these is this summer, are you doing a vacation, a staycation, or something else?
What are your plans?
Yes.
What are you doing?
If you're doing something, let us know what you're doing.
What do you aspire to be doing?
Yes. We are going up to the Adirondacks for not Labor Day, I always say that.
July.
4th of July weekend. Haley's staying a little bit longer than me, which is fine. She gets to stay for a week. But it'll be nice to get out of the, kind of
Hubbub.
suburban hubbub that we have here
Good old
for a few
suburbia.
days. Love the Adirondacks.
Yes.
So we're happy to do that.
Lake George.
Yeah.
And
then later in the summer, we are going to Cape Cod as well. I don't know if we're going to be there when Jen is there, but we are going to a town called Chatham, which we have been to many times before. Actually, I think when you were like 2, 3, 4, and 5, I think every summer we went up there because it was not too far. We used to go to the Outer Banks of North Carolina,
but that's a far drive.
That's a long drive with a youngin. And
and the last time we went. Yes, the last time we went. We got driven out by a hurricane. We got run out.
Yeah.
hurricane, and that was also the time when the earthquake was, when we were in the lighthouse.
Yeah, I don't remember that. You guys were talking about that in an episode that we were watching. I have no memory of ever experiencing an earthquake.
Well, we didn't, it was like a little like, what was that? It wasn't like it was obvious that it was an earthquake.
I don't remember.
But when we got out of the lighthouse and we went down and had lunch at one of the places, they were talking about how there had just been an earthquake.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. I mean, it was relatively mild, but I think it was in Washington, D.C. or something, and we were close enough that it was felt there.
So interesting how earthquakes can happen in the middle of the night.
So I think that's everything, right?
I have, well...
Oh, I'm sorry,
since we haven't talked about socks yet, we can't have an episode without socks. So
very true.
This is my, I've been severely neglecting my poor socks.
Yeah, we all have this year. I need to, actually, I have brought my socks the last couple of episodes. I didn't bring any this time, but I'm so out of sock practice that I need help with my heel flapping gusset.
Okay, I got you.
So I'm going to frog what I've done, because I think, I want to do an Ira Partridge heel, and I just don't remember how to do that off the top of my head, so.
Slay. So this is my current sock width that, the reason it has languished is because it is not for me, and I need to pull out the measurement, the foot tracing for the person this is going to be gifted to. So I don't want to, like, sometimes, like, I will if I'm out and I have a sock and I'm on the leg or the foot, just the straight shot, I will just knit, and I'm like, I'm probably over knitting the measurement, and I'll just take the needle out and put it back in where
Where you need it to be.
where I actually need it to be, because sometimes I just actually want, like at school I would do that. But since I have already technically made these socks once, sort of, it was a cranked tube that I did, but I didn't like the gauge.
Right.
Because it isn't, like, they're not for me, so I wanted to make sure that they would actually fit the person, the recipient. I am knitting off of the tube now. And so these were, I believe, worked on the road trip, I want to say. So, haven't worked on them since May. Crazy.
Well, it's only the end of June.
Feels like July in my mind. I started my July Spotify playlist. It's interesting. For my Spotify month playlist, which I started this year in like February, I started listening to my Discover Weeklies, which I enjoy. For some reason, the vibe of, like, I create the next month's playlist when it's like a few days before the end of the month, because I feel like I'm mentally already like thinking about the next month.
For sure.
And like the vibe of the song just goes with July more than June. Like if I go back and think about it, because like I have a lot of like when I play songs, it takes me back to when I like first heard it or something, or just like a memory related to the song. So I'll be like, no, that doesn't fit in the June playlist as well as it fits in the July playlist. So
interesting.
My July playlist has one song.
And what is that song?
It's a song from the Jazz Channel from 88.3, so I don't actually remember what it's called.
Okay. I was just curious. All right. And are you going to bring these socks with you for 4th of July weekend?
Yes, I will bring them
Because
with
they're
me.
for Beth, right? They're
yes,
for
yes. So yeah, I will bring them with me. But I need to get going on my sock bingos.
Yes. Even though we do not qualify for prizes, we are still playing, and that's what I want to do too.
Fill out my board.
I think for July I want to do one of our self stripings. I think that would be fun.
Ooh, yeah, and we always plan,
We usually do our little
like
mini
a mini
challenges.
knit-along
Yeah.
challenge thing for the two of us. So I will do one of mine as well.
Mhm.
Maybe my desert is still fine.
Yeah.
And just as a last thing, to answer the question, to give you some inspo, Will and I just watched Normal People, which is like a mini series. Very good, 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I loved it. For the vacation inspiration, they were at an Italian countryside house. Oh, I'm gonna need me one of those. So
One of these days. One of these days. Right?
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Cool.
that's where I want to be.
But we're going to the Adirondacks at Cape Cod.
Oh yeah,
So
I'm
that's
very
not so
grateful.
bad.
I'm very grateful.
Not so bad. But maybe
Just when you see it.
maybe college graduation Italy.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll have to get Gene down for that. I'm sure he
Actually,
will.
last night when I was thinking about that, I was thinking about how you were supposed to go to Italy, and then
I know. Yeah, that's true. And that has not been revived, that trip.
Yeah.
We shall see.
it was a friend's birthday
Yeah.
celebration
Yeah.
milestone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well.
Yes. So those are our answers to the questions. Hope you
Alright.
have a good 2 weeks from when we see you next,
Mm-hmm.
and from when this is recorded.
Happy knitting, happy crochet. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter, and then you will know about things like the Alexandra's Yarn as soon as they come out. We did get a few calls about that yesterday. So
I may have
those
to
are making their way out into the world.
take one.
And about classes as well. I know some of Sage's got some classes coming up that are via Zoom. I know yours is in store, and I don't know if all of Evelyn's are in store or some. But yeah, sign up for the newsletter. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. You do follow us here, or follow us here on YouTube if you're not already.
Like,
Click
comment,
the notification.
subscribe.
We have been posting, or Amanda's been posting on every other Sunday morning lately. That seems to have become a pretty regular schedule for us, and seems to work for a lot of you. So, we're happy about that.
Notification bell.
Yep. And yeah, so enjoy the beginning of real summer for most of us here, Independence Day.
For the Montclair district, for sure.
Yeah, actually high school graduation is tonight in our town because there were 3 election days this school year, and they no longer open the schools on election day for security purposes.
I thought it was just everyone should, in theory it would be nice if everyone
Should vote.
had a day off of work for voting.
Yeah, but it's more the other.
It's always in
So,
theory.
yeah. So, nice to talk with you all again. Have a great one, and we look forward to hearing your vacation plans, staycation plans, all right? Take care, everybody. Bye.